Welcome everybody to this new episode of the Above the Physical. And today I have to say Ken is not here because I am in Italy. Gopi, that is our special guest, is in New Zealand, and Ken lives in Dallas, Texas. So the timing wouldn't match for the three of us to be together today, but we will find another time, the chance and the opportunity to meet the three together. So our guest, as I said, is Gopi today, and he is a former monk, an RTT hypnotherapist and business coach, and open to many other opportunities. But before we dive in the conversation with Gopi, I want to remind everyone that is watching to please subscribe to my channel and share the videos if you like them, and leave a comment because you are helping YouTube to understand what my channel is about, because I share a lot of different topics and YouTube is still a little bit confused. I'm not, but YouTube needs time. So that said, oh yes, I also have to remember that, as Ken always say, if you hit on the bell, you will get the notifications when I upload new videos on and on every week. Okay, now I've said what I needed to say, and I'm here to just listen to Gopi's story. So you can just start from the very beginning, Gopi. I found you on the Facebook group when I was training as an RTT therapist. And then I asked you because I saw your story and it fascinated me to see that such a young soul went through very deep consciousness journey at such young age. It was for me impressive. Okay, and then of course you have evolved, and I would love to know and you to tell us what brought you first to that path as a monk, and then the natural evolution of your journey.
Cool. Thank you, Sabrina, for having me. Nice to get this opportunity. And yeah, I guess many things could be said, but basically after I was in Germany, brought up there, then in my teenage years, I tried to become a professional handball player, if you're familiar with that.
Mm-hmm.
And then through many, yeah, I discovered that actually there's a lot of pressure in like successful sports and a lot of anxieties, a lot of stress involved. And I also thought, hopefully, this whole life is not just gonna be about working hard, studying something at university, having a family, and then just dying a normal death, to be frank. And then I was thinking, hopefully, there's something more to life, something more that I could experience than just what society tells us. So, with that in mind, I kind of went to Australia when I was 18 for 1 year, was the plan. And after about 3 months, I met some monks in Melbourne. That was after work, like in gold mines and all kinds of stuff in Australia, and where
Okay.
like I experienced a lot of things already. But even though I experienced so many things there on the way, I saw actually mm, there's so many things that I experienced that didn't bring me real satisfaction and happiness. And I was always looking for the next thing and the next opportunity, the next experience, the next whatever. And I figured there's like some trick in the game. Like I'm always just looking towards the next thing that I can enjoy. And I couldn't really actually enjoy what I'm doing now. And there's so much, there's the first time in my life that I actually realized that I'm not satisfied. I'm in some kind of game that's tricked. So then exactly at that time, and at that realization that things are not really working out as I wanted them. And then I met some monks in Melbourne and did some meditation with them, some mantra meditation.
Were you
Do you know
already
mantra?
practicing meditation?
No, I wanted to try it. My dad, just before I left Australia, he was one night he was kind of drunk. Somebody used to drink. So then he was a little drunk, and then out of a sudden he told me about experiences he'd had with meditation in his youth. And until then I never heard about it. And I didn't know anything. And then he actually told me about like leaving his body and like out of body experiences that you can have through
Wow.
meditation.
He had
And then
these
I was thinking,
experiences himself.
my, my dad told me about it before I left Australia to Australia. So then I was thinking, well, that means there must be something different to the body. Like there must be something more to me than just the body and mind. Because otherwise, who's gonna leave if I'm the body? Like who's gonna leave the body? So that also means that there's probably no death ultimately. But after this body finishes,
Yeah.
uh, there'll be something else. So that was such a big eye opener for me. Or like they're like made me so happy and excited. And with that in mind, I went to Australia. And then the first I was so I need to try this meditation. I need to try it. And then I met these monks. We did some, kirtan or mantra meditation.
Not really.
So there's mantra means ways to free the mind from illusion.
Does it come from
To free.
Japan?
Comes from India actually.
No, then I
Yes.
have not heard of this one because I know about
Yeah,
another
it's
mantra meditation that comes from Japan.
huh. Yeah, it's from India. It's in Sanskrit.
Okay.
Not sure if you know
And
Sanskrit.
what
Yeah.
does it mean? The mantra is
So there's many mantras you can chant.
okay.
Like I was doing the Krishna mantra. So that's I mean some of the effects is that actually the mind or the dirt in the mind or the dirt from the consciousness becomes cleansed and that like all the stuff that gives us problems, like anger, greed, envy, illusion, madness. So these things in the consciousness actually disturb our life. And the fire of desire, which makes us think that the more I have, the more experiences I get, the more material things I gain, the happier I will be. The fire diminishes so that you can, like any kind of spiritual teaching, will tell you that the more desires we have, the more we try to act upon desires, material desires, the more anxiety there will be, the more dissatisfaction there will be.
Okay. I have to stop you here 1 second.
Yes.
One question pops up in my mind, and I
Yes.
agree with all that you're saying, okay? But I also read a lot of books about manifestation, for instance, where it's written that people need to have desires and dreams, and these have to be visualized in a certain way. So, what is exactly what you mean? Because I know what you're meaning, okay? When you want to lower the fire of desire, then the mind is clearer and you can also manifest more. But what is it in your journey? Because you were telling me that you were never satisfied. You always looked for something more, something new coming, and you couldn't be in the present. So, what do you mean exactly by lowering the fire of desire?
Yeah. So I mean, if you I didn't really do the Buddhist path, but if you also like Buddha, for example, what he said. Buddha said that he came to teach two things and two things only. One is how to get free from suffering, and the other is why are we suffering? And he actually said the main cause of suffering is desire.
Yeah.
So the but actually so then he said, okay, if you get free of desire, then you're going to stop suffering because there's so much frustration from unmet desires. And even if desires are fulfilled very quickly or after some time, the buzz is over and then you're going to come back to the same level as where you started. Like in scientific terms, you could call it, for example, the impact bias or emotional forecasting, where they say, where we have a thing in our mind, like, okay, this is going to be amazing. This is like, will be the best thing in the world. But then the experience that we're going to get is always doesn't hit the mark. as the mind projects it to be. So, and even after we get it, even if we do get what we want, then after some time, the buzz that we initially got will fade. So then there's going to be frustration, uh,
Yeah.
a lot of frustration. But anyway, so the case about, but in terms of desire, is not like we can't actually get free from desire. Like any living entity wants to desire. Um, but there's a way how we can desire on a spiritual level. So
Yeah.
that actually is the real deal because
Yes.
no one can distinguish desire, really.
Yeah, absolutely. There are different levels, yeah, from where we
Yeah.
can express our being, because I think that more than desire, we really have to learn how to go back to our real, our true being, which is not only the physical appearance. And sometimes we are too much focused only on the physical appearance of ourselves and of our reality, you know, our life, how it appears to others. So this is, yeah, it's clear. Thank you. Now you can go on and with what you're saying. I will interrupt you several times because questions come and I ask.
Great, no problem. Um,
So you
yeah,
tried
so
this
then
meditation and you were
yes,
using
I tried
this
the
mantra
meditation.
to
That's right.
lower the desire.
Yeah, I mean, I just tried it out, so see what happens. And then, I mean, there's one part of it what happens, but actually that night we did this for like 2 hours. We chanted this mantra, and I had the best time in my whole life. Like nothing and like no other experience that I had in my life would match up to what I experienced there in terms of fulfillment and inner contentment and happiness. So there's a very special experience I've had there. And that was just by chanting a few words, you could say, but they're
Because they
not ordinary words.
resonated within you.
Yeah, and they're not ordinary words. They're yeah. I mean, there's a big science behind it, but they actually connected to something much deeper than what we normally experience. So anyone who has
And it
wants
was your
to
first time. After the
first time,
first time, 2 hours, you already could feel something completely different from what you had ever
yeah,
experienced in your life.
yeah.
Amazing. And
So
then
then I
what?
thought, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I read some amazing books. Some of these monks gave me some great books. Then I started to learn actually there's so much like this stuff I read was like nothing I ever encountered. And it made so much sense what I read. And finally I thought someone knows what they're talking about and knows actually that what's actually going on in life, that there's more than just I mean the basic teaching that we're different from the body and mind. And as long as we try to be happy on the physical platform, we're going to be frustrated. And as soon as we start to identify that we're more than the body and mind, that we're something deeper, that we're a spiritual particle, and we try to find pleasure on that level, then we got to be much more satisfied. So I started reading some books, and they made sense. Very quickly, I kind of stopped with. Until that time, I took like drugs. I was like smoking weed a lot. Went to casino, did parties, or like even woman hunting and all kind of stuff. What people do as a backpacker. But then from like within a few days, I stopped I stopped all these things and started meditating a couple hours a day. And yeah, from there everything kind of changed.
So you still do that every day.
Yes, yeah, in the morning.
You do it in the morning.
Yeah, that's the best time.
Okay. You do it in the morning very early, or you change the time according to your schedule?
Yeah,
Sorry.
ideally if I can, like ideally like I mean, in the monastery, I'd wake up like 3:30 or something in the morning. So then that's easier. The schedule was a bit easier, more regulated. But
Okay,
now
but
it's like
when
maybe
you wake up at
five or
3:30 in
something.
the morning, what time do you go to bed? Because
Yeah, like
if you need to
eight
wake up
o'clock or
every
something.
day at 3:30, then you have to have a very disciplined schedule. Yeah.
Yeah, in the monastery, like it was very disciplined. Like it was very, very regulated, which makes the mind very peaceful.
Yeah.
Like if you actually, it's such a treasure because the life is so simple.
Mm.
You do the same thing every day pretty much, and then you can wake up with the goal of actually being very attentive in your meditation and the mind being calm.
And is there a reason why they choose 3:30, 4 in the morning to wake up and do this
Yeah, I
meditation?
mean, some people get up a little earlier, some a little later. I mean, one friend I had woke up at 1. Super crazy. He was pretty crazy. Not crazy, but in a good way. Um, he
He
woke up at
wanted,
1. Yeah, then he did his hour and a half meditation or something. Then 3 to 5, he was reading, like kind of spiritual books. And then 5 to 5:30, we had like a group meditation. And then he did like a 90 minutes of yoga every day in the morning, like 5:30 to 7. So then by the time it's 7 o'clock, he already did 2 hours meditation, 2 hours reading, 90 minutes yoga.
okay.
It's
Well,
kind of
I mean,
funny.
it is a very good practice to boost your body energy and your mind as well. You know, I think that you don't really feel the fatigue when you start being trained to that kind of schedule. In the beginning, it
Yeah,
might be hard, but at one point you switch and it's like going with the flow.
definitely.
Yeah, I have not been meditating so much, but I do meditate. I love mostly walking meditations because I am hyperactive. I can also do 1 hour meditation, but no longer than 1 hour seated. I need to move. But I was a professional ballet dancer. And as a professional ballet
Mm.
dancer, I was used to train from morning, like 9 a.m. in the morning until 6 p.m. in the evening, 6 days per week, 1 day rest. And that was my life. It was kind of
Nine
being
hours
a
a day.
monk, a nun. No, well, it's being a military more than a monk because you do the same thing every day, but it's, very strict, very
Wow.
um, hard training for the body, which is then responding more and more on a muscular level and joint level.
That's a lot of hours
A
ballet.
lot of hours ballet. Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And it is, when you become more aware, it is kind of a meditation to train so much with your body because it's like learning piece by piece, but really little pieces of your body, knowing them very well.
Mm.
But I wasn't so aware
Yeah.
when I was younger. I was
Mm.
training, I enjoyed a lot, but I wasn't really aware. Maybe towards the end of my career I was starting to really uh, being more and more aware of what it meant for my body to be so much trained. But
Mm.
then, things happen and I changed completely. I was actually obliged to take another direction because I had an accident, but it meant that I needed to see things in a different way. And I had to learn things
Mm.
about myself that I wasn't learning at the time as a ballet dancer.
Mm.
But still, I can understand very much, the discipline of waking up at a certain time to do exactly the same thing every day.
Mm.
And it is a very good thing for the mind, anyway.
Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
makes you definitely a lot more peaceful.
So, for how
S-
long did you
s-
meditate with these monks?
I was there for 6 years, so we did that. And then the morning time is really good because if you like, especially between like 4 and 6, 4 and 7, very special time. In Sanskrit, it's called Brahma Muhurta. So it's like the meditation there, your mind is much more calm. So you notice actually if you pick it up at 4, like I'm sure some people that sometimes need to get up early. So if you get up before 4, then or at 4, like it's so quiet, no one's up, There's no kind of
Yeah.
vibrations going on for people driving cars and everything. The ether atmosphere is very calm. And you can feel it. And there's not many thoughts on the mind. No one's awake. It's a very good time for
Okay.
meditation.
So
And
this
it's
is
also easy to
actually
sit.
this makes
Oh,
sense because when the world is quiet, then we can really be more connected with what is the invisible, yeah, with these dimensions that with all the noise that we have around us every day, we cannot even, unless we have already activated some gifts. There are people, more and more people actually, who have activated their gifts and they can even see these dimensions with open eyes, with life going around. But it makes total sense that it is good to do this training at that time because it's quiet
yeah.
and it's peaceful. Yeah.
And even like, do you know Ayurveda?
Yes.
It's like, yeah, like ancient Indian
It's
health
the Indian
science.
traditional medicine. Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
So there's different times in the day, like where different elements are more predominant. So, like I say, between 6 and 10 is called kapha, which is like a grounding.
Mm-hmm.
And so between that time, most people feel more sluggish, and then 10 to 2 is pitta, so it's fire.
Mm.
So then it can be quite sharp. Most people are quite sharp at that time. Then 2 till 6 is vata, so air. So so it's always good to kind of do like in the kapha time, it's good to have some movement to balance things out. So the vata time, like in the morning, 4 till 6, for example, it's good to sit still. And it's actually easier to sit still.
Okay, I
And
will
so
try then.
yeah, you should
Again.
try it.
Thank you.
And your whole life, actually, like once you do it, once you get up early, you just feel more peaceful. It's like anyone should do, actually. Like, you just get up by 5 or 5:30 or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. There has been a time where I woke up naturally very early in the morning.
hmm,
And then I had two kids, two
yeah,
children.
typical.
So, when you have to take care of children when they are small, it is, yeah, then the cycles of sleep and wake time are not really balanced. But now they are grown ups. So I have to give it a try again.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I
It's
usually
good.
wake up around 7, 6:37, and I do some meditation, but I do also some exercises because I tell myself then I have other things to do. And if I do it a little bit earlier, even, I can give it a good try.
Yeah,
Thank
go
you.
for it.
Yeah. So, 6 years, did you have any realizations? Did you manage to have, like your father told you, any experiences of your soul, spirit bodies coming out of your physical body? Or was it
Yeah,
just
so I mean,
peace?
there's different, I mean, there's kind of a little, um, it's nothing too exciting like going out of your body.
Mhm.
So what I was striving for is kind of different. So therefore, I didn't focus on that.
Mm.
So I know how you can practice and how you can get there, but I didn't because
Mhm.
I was focusing on something different.
Yeah.
I didn't. But so my goal, mm, yeah, was more to, or still, like if we understand, okay, I'm the spiritual part in the body. I'm different from the body and mind,
Mm.
and I have a source. that I've currently forgotten that I actually have a deep connection to. So my practice has been more evolving around actually making that connection, but it's kind of can get deeper and deeper and deeper. But
Beautiful. And
so it
this
hasn't been.
makes us unique. This really makes us so unique in the way we perceive our experience here in this earthly life, and the ways there are so many ways that we can expand our awareness. Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Okay. And how did the journey evolve from there?
Yeah, so I had like amazing experiences in the monastery, like yeah, my best time in my life. I had very deep things, met amazing persons. And also I guess one thing I realized that the best times in my life were when I was very selflessly trying to serve and be of service. And especially like trying to help people on their spiritual path. That's kind of most satisfying. And not like what we're being taught in the West, like, okay, get more and do and get as much as you can. And I've met amazing persons that really embody that and had like such amazing qualities that I've never seen with anyone prior. And there's so much compassion, so much selflessness in their hearts. And yeah, I'm very grateful for that. And after that, so after a few years, my health, there's some things going on there, so it was a little difficult to continue there. So
Okay.
then I yeah, I decided to live a little more independently while still keeping my practice and everything. And yeah, then after some time, after some time I also knew, okay, I need to get some income. Because we were maintained by the monastery. We did a lot of service and everything, but we were maintained from there, so we didn't need to worry about money.
Yeah.
And and live pretty simply anyway, just sleep on the floor with a few other people in the room and eat pretty simply. So then, I saw this thing from Marissa Peer, this hypnotherapy course, and you like helping people, like deal with the mind and counsel people.
Yeah.
So I saw that, I got into that, and it was
And by
pretty
that
cool.
time, how old were you? Because it's,
26,
yeah. So this
yeah,
is,
26.
anyway, you were very young. You are very young. And I have done this training. I have met during the months of training only, I think, one girl who was 28. The rest of us were over 50.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. And I find it fascinating that such young people realize, have this very strong awareness already to be able to understand how impactful it can be to have this kind of competence, to acquire this kind of skills, to then be able to help others. It is beautiful. And I think that this kind of example is going to make other young people realize what they really want
Mm.
faster, yeah, sooner. Not because it's not a race. I don't think it is because we have to do it faster, but I think that personally I have wasted so many years searching for my awareness, and I was for a very long time lost without knowing who I was, what I was here for. It was really a long, long, hard journey. I had to learn a lot of heavy lessons because I was resistant, I was stubborn in my old programming, and I kept doing things as I was told to, but I felt that it didn't work. For me, it wasn't working. Yeah. And I think that, yeah, if I had sooner in my life the chance to listen or to see different models, yeah, I would have got to the point I am today, or I am since a little while sooner, and I would have made my life purpose deeper. Because why do I say this? I have children, as I told you, I am a mother, and I know a lot of other people who have children, and I see more and more that young people are lost. They are completely lost, triggered by all these external things, and they don't even know how to achieve them, if they want to achieve something in life, and they get frustrated. They get so frustrated very easily. So I wanted to underline that you are so young in a very good sense, that as I can see that there are many young people that are lost, I can also witness that there are many young people that are awake already, that are aware, whose consciousness is already awake. Yeah. So at 26, you discovered Marisa Peer, and you understood that kind of training would help you help other people.
Yes. Yeah. And it's many things came from there. Like it was really many great things came from there. Like I also met a teacher, studied palmistry, like palmistry.
The reading of the lines.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, reading the hands. I
Okay.
was in India, and then I study astrology as well. So somewhat like it's a deep scientific corporate study for decades. But
So did you
studied.
also, with astrology, did you also study numerology?
Yes, yeah, that as well. You're familiar with that?
A little bit, getting deeper into it.
Great. Yeah, so much you can tell just by the numbers of the person's date of birth, right?
Yeah.
It's fascinating, yeah. Like, I mean, I've done like Vedic, it's called Vedic astrology, Vedic numerology, and palmistry. So the Vedic is like the Indian thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little different from Western. It so deals a lot more with the planets, and anyway, you can see so much about a person, like crazy. Like it's really fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. It gives a lot of clarity. Yeah, the numbers of a person give a lot of clarity on the aspects of things that maybe the person cannot explain to themselves.
Yeah,
They're
totally.
not aware. Yeah.
And then like at what time periods in one's life different things happen and we just don't know why is this happening. But then there's some different planetary, certain planetary movements going on that have certain effects in our life. And
Yeah.
if you know that, things can be a lot easier and we can
Yes.
understand things a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
You
yeah,
were,
what was your question? Sorry.
no, you were a little bit stuck, but I could still hear you. So I didn't stop the recording.
Okay.
Yeah. And my next question is, you have this rich experience in the monastery with all these meditations and mind training anyway, because meditation is a mind training. And then you went for the RTT training and you became a hypnotherapist. How did you blend these together?
Yeah, so I personally like in terms of how I structure things with the clients, or what do you mean?
I don't know, did you think about it when you decided to start RTT, the training? Did you think about it? Oh, but these two things are complementary to each other. Or you thought, oh, this is my journey with meditation. I am, expanding my
Right.
awareness,
Okay, I get what you're
and then
saying.
I will become a hypnotherapist and help people with their
Yeah, okay, I get.
life
Yeah, I get it.
problems.
So I guess where I came from, um, maybe I can share something more vulnerable. It's a bit more personal. But so basically my whole life, also when I was young, I never talked about any problems that I had, and I was always kind
Okay.
of bottling things up. And then um, even though I was experiencing a lot of kind of depression underlying from what I was doing, and a lot of harmful thoughts. And within the time in the monastery, things kind of after 2 years or 3 years, everything kind of surfaced. So I guess then, some more growth levels got cleansed, and then all this stuff came up that I haven't dealt with for these years.
Mm.
So then for a whole year, I had like sleeping problems, I had like insomnia, I couldn't sleep, I like had hardcore skin problems. I was like suicidal, like anything. I always wanted to jump from a bridge basically because it was such a hard
Even though you were
time.
practicing meditation, all this affected you so much, all these
Yeah, it's
emotions
like
that had
I
been
guess you can
stored.
yeah, I guess you can see like if you have a cup and then at the bottom is totally black, and then you can kind of ignore it. If you don't do anything about it, you can kind of forget about it. But actually, I guess if you start cleaning,
Steering. Yeah.
yeah, stirring it, or like even pouring new water in it, then you actually see, oh, there's a lot of stuff coming up. So the meditation actually brought me to the point where things actually came to the surface and I couldn't no longer. So ignore them.
Mm-hmm. And
It
how
did
did you
definitely help
manage
me.
them?
Yeah, so the meditation definitely helped. But I was like literally like even every day, like some of the monks, we did a little lecture. So each morning one person had to give a lecture. And literally like sometimes because I didn't tell anyone in the monastery, like maybe one or two persons, a little bit, they know. So, but then went to bed at 9 or something, woke up at 12, then couldn't sleep for 5 hours, and then maybe had another hour or something of sleep. And then I had to get up for the morning program. And then I had to go to the class, and internally I was like just crying and totally, totally, yeah, totally bad space.
Yeah.
And then I still gave some lectures, and they actually couldn't tell what I was going through. Um, so yeah, and there was one person, one very nice lady, that was kind of living some distance away, and she does something similar to hypnotherapy. She does just EFT or fast EFT. I don't know
Yeah,
if
the
that works.
tapping.
Yeah, the tapping. Yeah, she does kind of a special type of it, so that was really effective. And she has a very good heart. So she really saved my life there, and she really helped me through all these traumas and stuff that I've tried to
Yeah.
forget about. So from there, so I had the experience. Okay, so for a year or something, we were working together, and in the beginning, I couldn't even talk about anything. I was just crying and crying, and couldn't speak.
Mm.
This, uh, but then over the course of a year or two, then things got a lot better, and then I thought actually I'd also like to help people in a similar way. So that was
Yeah.
actually the point where it came from. And
Yeah.
then so I thought, okay, I can combine that with I've obviously been through it myself, and I know a lot of things also that I've learned in the monastery I can be there for the person. I can be very supportive for the person, can train them in Ayurveda, can train them some other cool tools they can use for their health and their mind. So it's like a holistic thing, I guess. And the
Yeah.
astrology, and you can also have a whole nother spectrum there.
Yeah. Because, hypnosis is something that existed even before it was named hypnosis. And
Mm.
people are a little bit skeptical now or afraid because they think that they will lose control. But actually, I am more and more convinced since I finished the training that it is actually giving people the chance to access their deeper, these layers, deep layers that they could not manage when they were
Mm.
young. Yeah. Or maybe even there are some very deep layers that come from, I don't know if I have to call them past lives or even, parallel dimensions, because as I know now, time does not exist. So it's not like we conventionally see it, but there are things that we bring with us from other experiences, not only from this living experience,
Totally.
the present one. And yeah, it is, it is, it could be something that has to do with the spirituality of the people as well, in a way. Yeah. But it's more focused. It's more focused because you start with becoming aware that you have a problem, you want to work on that problem. And once you work on that problem through hypnosis, you discover that you are powerful. You discover that actually you are much more than what you thought you are.
Mm.
And yeah, it's, when I started the training, I am also going through a spiritual awakening and consciousness awakening. But still, I was doing, okay, I am becoming a hypnotherapist and I can help people with addictions, with fears, phobias. But the more I practiced, the more I realized that every practice was about giving that person, the client, the chance to finally make peace with themselves from the inside.
Mm.
There was a very big airplane, 5 airplanes coming by altogether. Can you hear the noise?
Is it airplanes, you said?
Yeah, because we
Yeah,
have
yeah, I can hear
we
it.
have a military airport near here, and sometimes, not every day, but sometimes they train all together and they fly all together. So it makes a lot of
Really.
noise. Yeah.
It's not too
They
bad.
well, they're gone now. It was fast.
Okay.
Yeah, and now it's been 2 years that you are doing this, that you are helping people with RTT and with your astrology and all the other skills that you have learned on the way.
Yeah. And recently, I guess I figured that because somehow on the way was coming here, like to where I'm today, uh, also a lot of other therapists that I have been in touch with, they kind of also just started and they needed some help growing their business. So
Yeah,
somehow actually I figured that the business part of things and also the mindset coaching side of things and everything, I kind of like more than the hypnotherapy, interesting enough. So actually now I'm finding that for me personally, that I more want to focus on helping other, yeah, health and
therapists
wellness therapists or
or
hypnotherapists.
coaches.
Yeah, help them grow their business. Because I learned a lot of amazing things from an amazing person that I've worked with for the last 2 years. They've been really working well for me and for other people.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I want to start a new venture
And I
there.
can already think about one person that I will refer you.
Ah,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. She's in Australia, and I think she might be really interested to meet you, to talk to you.
great.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just the beginning. Yeah. it is just the beginning. And I think the other very important thing, that when you realize that this is just a game, it is a game, a consciousness game. Yeah, life is a consciousness game, and we just need to choose to remember that we are much more than what we see. And then it becomes fun.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And is there, in the process of lowering your desire fire, how do you see your life now? And how do you still project you? And in which way differently from before, from when you were young and you were not satisfied every time you were achieving something?
Yeah, so if I'm, mm, yeah, it kind of depends. Like if my chanting and meditation is good in the morning,
Mhm.
then the whole day is kind of peaceful. Because if you're thinking about I want something, then you're not peaceful. If you think about I need something, then you're not peaceful. Then you're like, I'm incomplete and I need something else. So immediately there's desire, there's anxiety. Like as soon as that thought comes, like if you actually observe it, I want this. Then immediately there's anxiety, how to get it, how to manipulate some if it's whatever it is, like there's a partner or some gadget or whatever, a
Yeah.
house, like oh what if this happens or what if that happens or what if so many things come up. So yeah, so now it's a lot more peaceful. Um, and I know, like, I mean, obviously some of those things come up like, okay, if I get this, then I'll be more happy. But I know it's not true, actually. It's just
Yeah.
the phantasmagoria.
You
That's
are
that's not
you're finally able to see that the impatience is just part of the human brain, yeah, the human mind,
yeah,
wanting just more and more and more, faster, faster, faster.
exactly. And
Beautiful.
which doesn't satisfy anyone. Like even Elon Musk, he's like the richest guy on the planet. But he said like many times that he wouldn't wish anyone his life because his mind is so crazy. And if you think about it, like if you have so much money, you're gonna have so many ideas how to use that money. Like he has so many ideas, like go to outer space, do this, build like the everyone that needs to have the same car, whatever. So
Yeah, well, everyone with, if you gave a lot of money to each human being, they would use it in such different ways that we
yeah,
cannot
totally.
imagine, you know. It's because we are very creative. And actually, this is um, another realization. Yeah, many people, and I was one of them a few years ago, don't even know how much they create already, and that if they just wanted to focus on something more beneficial for themselves and for the others, everybody is able to create from nothing. Yeah,
Totally, but like
yeah,
totally unaware of actually what we're like. We may be frustrated with the situation that we have in our life or circumstance,
yeah,
but we're like creating it ourselves. We're like, as some part of it wants it, right? Some part of us actually wants a situation to happen,
yeah,
even if it's like sickness, right? Or
absolutely.
relationship problems. Actually, some part of us actually wants this to happen, interestingly enough.
Yeah. And I feel in this moment a lot of gratitude for you, for sharing all that you have shared, also the hard moments, because it is not easy. Yeah, it is not easy to say it loud and to share it with other people. But I also think that it's so important that we learn to show our vulnerable parts, because we are taught that you have to hide. Yeah, you don't have to show that you're weak. You don't have to show that you feel that you're not able. But actually, it's all about the opposite. It's about to be able to be ourselves with our weaknesses, with our feeling fragile, and this makes us stronger. Actually, yeah. So really, thank you very much. And I don't know if you want to share something more. I don't know if you have a message that you want to put out in the world.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not a normal person, but uh,
It
like I
would
liked
be
what you said in the beginning. Huh? Yeah.
what? Yeah, tell me. Tell me.
Um, Sorry, now you got me off track.
It's
I
okay.
just had it in my mind
No,
like 2 seconds ago.
you know why I asked you this question? Because of your age, because you're so young, and I would love maybe in 1 year or 2 years to see an evolution. Yeah, like at your stage of life, with all the awareness that you already have, what would you say to people of your age if you could give
Oh,
them an
actually, just before I
advice?
go there, that I remember the point that so you made the point in the beginning that we have a lot more power than we think we have, and we cannot do a lot more than we think. And because this is like this current day and age is like it's crazy. It's if you put it, I mean, under one sentence, you could say like we're wasting our human potential, like totally. We're just
Yeah,
like being obsessed with phones and AI and all this stuff. I mean, it's useful, but we make it just into a thing which is totally destroying ourselves
yeah,
for a lot of us. Even for men, like pornography and whatever, so many things that just destroy people's brains to the max. So I really like that point that you made. And yeah, I think if someone like whatever I'm going to say now won't have much impact lastingly. So therefore, if one actually finds a person that one admires or that one the qualities that that person has are inspiring for them, if one can hang out with that person
yeah.
and get their association, their company, then that'll be the best thing one can do. Because one
Absolutely.
sentence, whatever, nothing will change. But actually,
You,
if one has continuous company,
you
so
know
much.
that, I know that you know it, that we are the result of the five people that are
Yeah.
around us. And if these five people are vibrating high, our vibrations are raised by, I think, 15 or 20%. Okay.
Mm.
But if the five people that we have around us are vibrating low, our vibration will lower more than 25%, which means that we really have to pay attention to who we choose to hang out with.
Mm.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
just like the very last one last point. I was just living for the last week with this monk, or my teacher, and he's been living as a monk for 50 years now, and he's like my favorite human being. Uh, and it's amazing just by being with him. It's like you feel so much more peaceful. Like your anxieties go away. You're like, okay, you can just all this nonsense in the mind just leaves, and it's very special. So if we can find someone that's like that, if we can get their association, then our whole life will change.
Yeah. And actually, this is a beautiful mission to have in life, to find people who inspire us. Yeah,
Sure, yeah, definitely.
totally agree. It's fantastic. I feel filled with joy and great gratitude. You just make me smile. Yeah. Um, I think that this has been one of the most, I don't know what adjective to use, but this interview with you today has opened my heart more than usual. Yeah.
Great.
So thank you again. Thank you for being available. And I would love to have you again as a guest and to,
Likewise.
yeah, for us to see how this kind of journey can evolve in someone's life. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. It was really nice to be here as well.
You're
Very nice
welcome.
space you create. Very
Thank you.